you for a lifetime underneath the moonlight. Cause I don't want us to go. No, I don't want us to go. Yeah, you could be my lifeline, you could be my sunshine. In a world so full of pain, can you make it go away? Used to be so sad that love was lost, but now it's here to stay. Yeah, I used to be uncomfortable, but look at me today. Never thought I'd find someone like you, someone to show the way. But now I know you're the answer to my prayer. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I'm sorry for the burden, sorry I was hurting, but my scars are almost healed. Yeah, my scars are almost healed. Yeah, I'm feeling like a child now. Everything's alright now, and it's all because of you. You made the flower in me bloom. Used to be afraid of everything, but now there's no more fear. Yeah, I used to let nobody in and hide my face with tears. But we thought of you as someone who can love someone like me. But I was wrong, baby, now I believe. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me,
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Danae Show. I am Danielle Danea, aka Danae, and I've got a lot to say. So let's get into it. Chris Brown has men singing about their feelings again. Let's talk about it. So this is so crazy. Like, I didn't think this was going to be a thing. Well, I don't know if I did or not, but it's interesting to see. And you may ask how I came to this realization. So what had happened was an artist named Tank, which is also a friend of Chris Brown's, put out a challenge on February 7th on Instagram. And the challenge was a challenge to challenge fellow artists to write their own verse on the hit song Residuals. Now, if you've never heard of the song Residuals, you must have been living under a rock. This is a hit song that Chris Brown had on his album 1111. He actually won a Grammy just recently, Album of the Year, and that song was #1 on that album. And Tank did this to honor his friend, to, celebrate him for winning this Grammy. It had been years. Like, I think the last Grammy he got was back in 2012 for, I think, this Fame album. So, yeah, this was a big win for him. It was great. So Tank wanted to celebrate his friend again with this win, and he wanted to challenge fellow artists, anybody. This wasn't just for celebrities. This was for anybody who wanted to hop on the song, write their own verse. And, he just wanted to see who the best verse was. I don't know if there was a prize or anything. I don't know for sure. But, yeah, Tank posted it. Chris Brown reposted it to his page on Instagram, but then later deleted it. I don't know why. I think he just got an overwhelming amount of responses. And I don't know if this was a contest. He found the winner. I don't know. But, yeah, a lot of people did hop on this trend and did put their verse on this song. But before I get into that, I want to give you the context if you're not a Chris Brown fan or don't know anything about this song. I want to give you an idea of what he's talking about. Chris is basically saying in this song, Residuals, that, he's saying I put in all this hard work just to have another person benefit off of it. It's like he's posing the question. It's like, I put in years, I put in my time, my money, my energy into someone, and then eventually they go off and take all the stuff I invested in and now someone else is benefiting from all the hard work I'm getting. There's literally a lyric in there that says who's getting all my residuals, like literally all this hard work and everything. But I want to show you exactly what the lyrics are, and I have them pulled up right here. I'm going to read. So here is the song. And this is the first verse, guys. It says, "Don't know when my nights became so complicated. Can't recall my mornings ever been this faded. Maybe this is karma, definition of jaded. This stays on my mind. This stays on my mind. Trying to put a muzzle on my crazy feelings. 1 minute I'm cool and then the next I'm tripping. With somebody new, I swear she doesn't deserve this. She don't deserve this. We're still on my mind. She's still on my mind." Now, I'm going to skip over to the chorus, and it says, "Please tell me who's getting on my love, who's getting on my love. Tell me who is getting on my love. All of that used to be mine. Who did you teach what I taught you? Better not give me my nickname. I don't like thinking about it. I swear that it's wearing me down. No, but tell me who is getting all my residuals." Now, you can hear the emotion behind that. You can obviously tell, Chris Brown was hurt by ex or someone he was entertaining long term. So basically, yeah, you see the emotion behind it, and it's crazy how Chris Brown sticks out like an artist as much as he does, because a lot of guys don't talk about how they feel. They'll not put it out there if they've been through a breakup or, got their heart broken by someone, because, it's seen as, a weakness in a lot of people. And, I did a episode earlier talking about how men, deem women as easy, and always for someone else. And if you're a Chris Brown fan, he's talked about, hoes ain't loyal and stuff like that. But, it's interesting to see, a guy, even though he knows hoes are out there and, they're not loyal, that he still gets hurt. He still has feelings, he really cares for certain women that he deems to be, maybe valuable, worth of loving. Whereas a hoe, he knows he can just hit and quit it. But, with someone he really cares about, it really messes with his feelings. So, again, it was really interesting to see. Very deep. Again, you can see the pain there. So, like I said, other artists hopped on this trend, right? And some of the main few that I saw was 1, Jacob Lattimore, 2, Vito, 3, Trevor Jackson, and 4, Tank. Like, even though Tank put out this challenge, he put out his own verse as well. And people really, it was interesting seeing all the responses, because people really gravitated toward Jacob Lattimore's verse. And I think it's because you could really, like I said, you could tell there was emotion and, hurt in Chris's version. You could really, really tell there was emotional. It was emotional and real, and really something he was going through with his version too. If you guys don't know who Jacob Lattimore is, he's another artist. He puts out some songs. I've heard a few of them. They're really good. They're okay. But he just recently broke up with a woman named Soraya, who was also an artist. And she just had a baby with her new boyfriend. I forget his name, but yep, she's pregnant right now as we speak. So yeah, people were like, he's definitely talking about his ex in this song because again, it was they were together for a little while. I don't know how long they were together, but it was a little minute. I remember seeing posts of them together for a while. So they were together for a good time. You could tell they were serious. They really loved each other, cared for one another. So in Jacob Lattimore's lyrics, he says, though I wish you the best of love, not just to say it. I think he says, I don't know exactly what he said. I was trying to look up the lyrics, but I think he says, I wish you the best of love, not here to just say it. We were so different. I wasn't ready to give you a baby. So basically a lot of people could tell he wished you the best. He was not the bitter ex. He really wished Soraya the best, but it's like he misses her, in the same breath, which is okay to do. And I thought, it was very interesting to see him pouring, again, his emotions out like that. Because, again, you don't see that a lot. So I really appreciated that he did that. Wait, someone said, hold up. I'm reading the comments. Was Chris cool with Tank doing this challenge? I think so. I mean, he reposted it on his Instagram. So I'm pretty sure he did. He did later, like I said, delete it. But I think initially he was okay with it. I think just the overwhelming amount of responses or, I don't know if it was a contest. They found the person who had the best verse and then he was like, okay, I can delete it now. But I think he was okay with it. So that's a great question. But yeah, someone said, oh snap. So Lattimore rewrote the lyrics. He sure did. Very personal. Again, you could tell he was singing from the heart. A lot of people could. I think out of all of them, Jacob Lattimore's was the best one. I thought actually it was Chris Brown singing initially when I scrolled past and saw it. I think on Shade Room initially I saw it. I was like, oh, Chris put out a different version, but no, it was Jacob. So yeah, he sure did. And, I thought it was a good song. Again, sometimes men get condemned from saying their feelings, but I think his verse was very good, and I would bop that song all day long. Okay. But another person that people didn't pay attention to, but I think I only paid attention to it more because I have some information that a lot of people don't know about. So again, Trevor Jackson was one of the other artists that did a remake of this verse. And I thought it was very interesting because he's known for his singing. He's an artist and everything, but people don't know. And again, a lot of people understandably don't know because they were kind of private, but Trevor Jackson used to date Maria Castillo. Now, if you don't know who Maria Castillo is, she is the woman who just got engaged to Devon Franklin. Devon Franklin used to be married to Megan Good. And they just got engaged, literally, I think under a week ago. So it's interesting that he was pouring out his feelings, who's getting on my love, this song Residuals, who's getting on my love now when she gets engaged. It wasn't up to him to have it wasn't up to him to have the challenge. Obviously, he didn't put it out. Tank did, all this. So to record this wasn't oh yeah, it's a get back or, it's a thing set to acknowledge my ex. But the timing is really crazy, and I really paid attention to what Trevor Jackson was saying. He was saying, I remember in his verse, he said, old panties in the dresser, thinking of you. And what really stood out about Trevor Jackson's version, he was like, who's getting all of my leftovers? He said it like that. I can't do it as good as him. But it was ooh, you felt it. Again, it was when he was doing all those, the vocal range and his voice, I don't know the technical term, but it was ooh, you could, again, feel his pain, feel his hurt. It's he knows who's getting his leftovers, but it's dang, it's I invested so much time with you. And again, Maria and I used to have a mutual friend that would give me the scoop on their relationship, and they were on and off for a long time. They were again, loved each other, but had their issues. It was even to a point where I went to our mutual friend's birthday party, and he only invited Maria and didn't invite Trevor because he didn't want any, drama on his day, which is understandably so. But it was like, dang, they couldn't be cordial enough. It's that bad. They couldn't be cordial enough, save face for his birthday. But anyway, whole other topic. I just thought, like, ooh, is he singing to her? Is he singing to someone else? Maybe he's completely moved on. Maybe I'm over speculating over here. He he just sounded like he was really singing his heart out. Someone said it's vocal flips, I think. Maybe that's the technical term. That's probably it. I know I messed it up. I wasn't calling it the right thing. But yeah, the ups and downs in his voice, I don't know. I just know I could feel the emotion behind it. Again, I don't know if he was talking about Maria, but it seemed very interesting that, he put out this song, this cover, and it's just moments after she gets engaged. So there's that. I want people to do a deep dive. I want people to see, but their relationship was very private. Again, they didn't post, I don't think, each other on Instagram. So this was her previous relationship pardon, not the one currently with Devin. But I wonder if, there was subtle hints, if she was liking photos on his Instagram, commenting and stuff like that before. I don't know if there's a new girl, that he's paying attention to, liking and commenting. I know people are out there that are very invested. So if you're really invested, investigate. I want to know and get back to me. But yeah, that was Trevor Jackson. So again, if I had to rate them, like all of them from Jacob Lattimore to Tank, I would say Jacob Lattimore's was the best, and then it was Trevor Jackson, and then it was Vito, and then Tank was the last one. It's not that his lyrics are bad, I just wasn't feeling the emotion behind it. The fact that what made Jacob Lattimore's and Trevor's so great is because they were really singing their heart out. They really were. Again, you could feel it in the song. So yeah, my point is, it's crazy that Chris Brown brought this out of these guys. I mean, they're great artists. They sing regardless. But again, it was something about this song that Chris Brown put out that made them really pour into this lyric, this remake of this one verse. It was interesting to watch. And I appreciate it because, we all love, especially us women out here, we really appreciate men who can sing and say things that we all can relate to. It's great sometimes to see a guy in his feelings, except for Rod Wade. I don't know about that, but anyway, no disrespect to Rod Wade. I don't really actually listen to his music. I just see him be extra emotional. People say stuff about him all the time, about being super in his feelings all the time. But no, this was just the right amount of emotion in this song. It was a vibe. Again, I would play it in my I would play it in my car if I was driving around and I want to play something. So yeah, I have to give Chris Brown his props. Shout out to him. This song, Residuals, it really is a great song. I actually really enjoyed it on the 11/11 album. I think he had a bunch of great songs, so I'm glad he got Album of the Year. It's crazy that this song, Residuals, was actually nominated for a Grammy, but it didn't win. I don't know who won instead of him, but it was that good regardless. Shout out to him for at least winning Grammy of the Year. But you guys know the Grammys, they always make whoever they want to win. But it was I hope it wasn't like everybody's complaining about Chris Brown not winning a Grammy in so long, so we just gave this to him. I hope they really realized how talented this person is and gave him the award that he deserved. But again, I am here for this era. I want guys to be, because it shows they care, and again, when you live in a place like Los Angeles, and well, in the world period, but especially in Los Angeles, everybody gives the I don't care type attitude. Nobody is sharing their emotions. Again, there's a time and a place to do it. It's not cute when a guy's doing it all the time, right? But when you put it in good music, it's like, ooh, it's a vibe. It's the same for a woman. Like after a breakup, they put out great music. People say that about Taylor Swift to Summer Walker. Like once they break up or go through something tragic, they end up making a hit song. And it's unfortunate that they got to go through that. But pain, again, everybody can relate to it. So when you make something that everybody can relate to, it's obviously going to resonate with a lot of people and be great. So, yeah, I really, really, really like this song. Again, I got to give Chris Brown his freaking flowers, guys. Because, again, you don't hear this often. You don't hear a bunch of, and people don't do this. Other artists don't do this to a lot of other artists' songs. It has to be like a good song, a really, really good song. And again, the emotion behind the song, you can tell, celebrities, you got to realize they're just human and they go through things like everybody else, and they probably go through things that we go through 10 times harder because, Chris has constantly girls throwing themselves at him and pretending to care and, seeing what he could do for them in the long run. And it's just like, oh, dang. It's like, I remember, I think it was either Chris on an interview or something Chris reposted. I remember on his story, he was like, why get in a relationship when he was like, why get in a relationship with a woman when she's not really yours? It's like she's for everybody. Like she's just going to be here for a time and she's going to leave. And I think this song really showed how he really felt about that. Like, yeah, he's like, he wants connection. He wants to be there. He was like, I remember he was on another interview and someone asked him about marriage. And he was like, I like that. I appreciate the idea of it, but is it for me? I don't know. Because being truly invested and locked in with one person, it just seems like he's tried to do it a few times and it just hasn't worked for him. And, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I think Chris is just at the point where he knows better to expect the same results. He doesn't want to be insane. So, yet again, this song spoke to a lot of people. I think, a reason a lot of people hopped on it, like Jacob Lattimore, because again, they can relate. I don't know obviously we don't all know what really happened between him and Soraya to make them break off, but, he probably really, really wanted it to work, and he says, I couldn't give you a baby, but maybe he was right about not wanting a baby at the time. Maybe he had to build himself and grow and she didn't want to be patient with him. So she just left and got somebody who would get her pregnant. There's so many different scenarios and we never want to look at the man's side. We always want to look at the woman's side and be like, oh, I'm so happy for her. Da, da, da. But it's like the man is hurting on the sidelines. It's like, no, I love it when Speak Up because again, when people don't care as much as they do about when men are hurting as when women are. So breakups are tough all around. I totally agree. It's tough on the women. With that statement, I totally agree. It's hard on the women as well as it is the man, but we got to acknowledge the hardships of the man. To invest something and understand the mindset of a man. It's like men that, especially successful men like Chris Brown, men period, like if they invest in something, they want a return on their investment. And when you're constantly investing in something and not seeing you're not getting anything back in return, it's draining. It's exhausting. That's one of the worst feelings a man can go through. A man that's, is a man, that's a provider and wants things, is a problem solver, likes solutions. To constantly have that type of problem, it affects a man in the worst way. Said, Shannon says, oh my, but if he wants connection but still thinks she's only here for a short time, then why screw it up and lose her? I think, I don't know. I know Chris Brown, but I don't know him to a point where I know the in and outs of his relationship. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of efforts in it, but it's just like it's crazy. I was just talking about this the other day. It's like relationships typically fail once somebody completely gives up. So if the woman has completely given up, there's nothing else he can do at the point. Or when she becomes completely, I don't know, to a level of she's completely disrespectful where you can't tolerate it anymore. You got to let it go. Or again, she just loses interest. It's all about her. It's never been, and you realize it's never been about you. You got to let it go. No matter how hard you try, you just can't carry that with you, especially with a creative like Chris Brown. It carries like in his music, and then his artistry when it comes to, you know, painting and other things, performing. So yeah, he probably doesn't want that on him. He wants to be the best version he can be, and he can't be that with somebody who is dragging him along, or, you know, looking for the benefit, only seeing from her side of point of things and not seeing his point of things. So I think he really, really tries to not lose him. I don't know, maybe, but I don't know, maybe Chris Brown is out there, you know, sleeping with a bunch of different women. I've heard stories, you know, maybe he's messing it up on his own, but I don't know. I think if he really, really found the right woman to be with, he would try really hard to not lose her. So that's absolutely crazy that she wants a baby but not commitment. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on that freaking topic. Yeah, I was like, oh, another. She was at Fashion Week and she displayed her baby bump, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like is it just in Black women to want to have a baby and not be with the dad? It's like, dang, we go from Soraya, we got from Holly Bailey, and other people on Love and Hip Hop casts or influencers or whatever, getting upset. Nikki baby and her baby daddy, I've seen all that drama going at it. You know, her baby daddy left her for a whole other man, and it's just like, what did you expect when you don't respect enough to command respect and stand on your boundaries? Men are gonna do whatever they want to do. You're like, how could you just leave? We had 2 kids. It's like, you're not the priority. You're not. I'm sorry. He's not committed to you. He didn't sign a contract. Men abide by their word, by their contracts. And if you don't put that in front of him beforehand, before you start giving him all the things that a wife should give him, he's not going to value you the same. He's going to get up and move on. Not all men, but most men. You know, so yeah, it's absolutely crazy that she wanted a baby. Maybe that was pardon me, Jacob Lattimore's point. It's like, oh, you want a kid, but it's like, do you want to get married? Or I want to build a legacy. I want to chill. You know, are you still gonna? I've seen Soraya. She's like done some acting. She hasn't really put out music, but she's stepping into modeling. Like I said, I saw her at Fashion Week. He was like, what if Jacob Lattimore was like, okay, if you want a baby, you have to give up certain things. I want you to be at home, be a mom, all this other stuff. She was like, heck no, I want my attention, I want my career. And he was just like, dang. And he's like, I love you, but that's not gonna work for me. So many other things, so many other perspectives that could be out there, you know. But the fact that, you know, men, that's another thing I noticed in these songs. I love that they didn't talk down on their women. They were just like hurt. They were hurt, but they weren't disrespecting any of these women that they're singing about. Again, they might not be singing about a specific woman. It might be like a combination of a bunch of experience they've been through, but they could have thrown shade. You know, the women that dealt with them know if he was talking about them, if they were talking about them, but there was none of that. You know, it was like, I still wish you, Jacob Lattimore said, I still wish you the best. I'll apologize, even if he wasn't wrong. If we were to sit back and look at Soraya and Jacob Lattimore's relationship and saw what their problems were, we might have sat back and been like, oh, Soraya, you're the problem. Oh, snap. I would have never guessed. Jacob Lattimore's not wrong when he says this. Like, how would you feel such and such? And then it would be a whole different thing. It would be interesting to see people's responses to that, knowing all what was happening behind closed doors. So, again, I agree. It's crazy that, you know, women want this baby, want children, but don't want to be committed to the father, and then get mad at the results of that. It's insane. His lyrics should have said, I wasn't ready for marriage, but instead he claimed she wanted a baby. In my opinion, he dodged a bullet. I agree. I think that the bullet was absolutely dodged. Again, I like Soraya. I really do. I think she's cute. I can't think of any of her songs right off the top, but she's cute, and she's a cute little dancer. She actually featured in one of Chris Brown's music videos, the Undecided one, and I thought she was really cute and really good dancer in that music video. Charles says, I promised that what it was, he wanted a real family and she just wanted a baby. Yeah. Yeah. And how can you knock somebody for wanting that? How can you be mad at a man for wanting that? It's insane. But yeah, that's like I said, I'm glad this R&B wave is back. I'm glad these guys are singing about their feelings, because I think subconsciously and consciously they're going to relay little hints, information to us that we can pinpoint. We can add it all together and understand what's really going on in their lives, and acknowledge that. I'm like, oh, the person's ex really was the problem. It's crazy that we're glorifying this woman over here, but he's singing about this. This is crazy. You're gonna become like Candace Owens as she investigates like this whole Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni thing. It's gonna be a thing with all these R&B songs coming out, and we're putting little pieces together. Like, oh, he said this. Wait, she did that. Oh, snap! A lot of truth, I feel like, is gonna come out in a lot of these songs. That's why I'm excited for this wave, and the fact that it's a hit. It's the fact that it's a hit, that they're actually good songs. So hopefully, I'm hopeful. I'm like, if Trevor Jackson or Vito or Jacob Lattimore put out an album, a whole new R&B album, and start relaying their feelings, start sharing their experiences more often, I think I might be really invested in hearing those full albums and piecing together that information in order to, talk about it on my show. Good content. I'll become this whole investigative journalist just to know like how bad women be doing men dirty sometimes, a lot of the times. And the few times that men do it, it's always glorified. But women are treacherous. Trust me, I know. I've said this before. I've been in group chats. I've been in the locker rooms. I hear conversations men will never hear. And it's just like, oh, every time I heard it, I was like, oh, you're a little crazy with the fact that, that you think this is cute and everybody is praising you for being this crazy. No, this is insane. And it takes a woman to say it, because if a man says it, he's all of a sudden, misogynist, he hates women, all this other stuff. But I'm just like, no, men are hurting out here. And rightfully so. Women are stabbing these men in the heart and walking away like nothing happened. And it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Guys, let's see. Wait. Before we end the show, I want to go back to lyrics, because I want to read this specific part. It says in Chris Brown's song Residuals, it says, made it clear you didn't want to see the sequel. I was lying when I said the feeling's mutual. It took some time to realize that we're different people and love is blind. I see love is blind. Ooh! Made it clear you don't want to see the sequel, meaning you did not want to continue this relationship for part 2. You were just for part 1, the honeymoon phase. But when stuff started getting difficult, probably, she wanted to leave. So many things you can dissect in these lyrics, man. I don't think people love like a good feel-good song. And Chris is great for making hits, but people don't really pay attention to his lyrics. Like, I realize, like, there's a lot of songs. There's a song that Chris Brown has out, and it was on an album that didn't do so well. It's called, Lord, I'm drawing a blank. It's called Lucky Me. And part of the lyrics in it goes, I gotta pose for the camera, even when my world's falling down, I still wear a smile. Lucky me. Even though I'm so damaged, I still gotta, he was basically saying I still gotta like save face because I'm going through so much right now. And again, that song didn't get as much attention as it should have, because it was a really good song. But when it seems like every time men, when they cry out, when they, tell people like reveal true feelings and tell people their truth, it gets shunned away. So again, I really appreciate that this song Residuals. It shows a lot of truth, but people are actually paying attention to it. And yeah, the lyrics again are deep. Deep. He said, I was lying when I said the feeling's mutual, just to save his hurt. Just to save his hurt. Oh my goodness. It took some time to realize that we're different people. Ooh. It's so funny. It's so crazy how women will get in a whole relationship putting on a front like they're one type of person. And the moment they get comfortable, it's typically when they get married, but this could be anything. Like it could be the moment they notice that Chris Brown actually cares. He does some type of gesture showing he cares. The moment they see that, they switch up. They act like who they were the whole time. Selfish, ignorant, I don't know, all the bad stuff that a woman could possibly be, masculine, all that. It comes head on, straight on, and it's just like, whoa, it's like blindsiding. Like, and I agree, red flags are typically there, but again, the fact that he says love is blind, it really is. You don't see it when you're super in love with somebody. When you see the potential in somebody, I encourage people, men or women, never see the potential. Always see people for who they are. I don't care how much you love them. They are never going to lie to you when it comes to, it's hard to lie through one's actions, one's words. Well, one's words, people lie all the time, but it's more so their actions. So much truth in these lyrics. It's like, oh, again, you can relate because all of us have been there through a tough breakup or someone that played in our faces. So again, very, very interesting. But again, shout out to Chris Brown. I can't wait for his next album. I hope he reveals more truths. I really do. And while making great music, and yeah, there's no artist like him. People try to discredit him all the time and try to bring up his past to discredit his talent now and who he is as a person. It's just like, we all make mistakes, guys. But this right here is not a mistake. This is great. This is great. I was surprised. I was surprised Jack Queese didn't hop on this verse. Maybe he did, just nobody was reposting it because it wasn't good. No, I don't know. But I thought he would have been the first person eating his way into a verse. But yeah, it's great. Trevor Jackson is so underrated, I think, as an artist. Same as Jacob Lattimore. But again, I don't think they put out music. I don't know if they have albums out or singles out right now. But again, I'm going to investigate after this live, and I'm going to see if they have one out or if they're planning to have one out, and dissect it a little bit and review it. And hopefully it will be interesting. I know it will be interesting. I'm going to make it interesting. I'm going to put some scenarios out there in order to make it interesting if it's not so interesting, me looking at it. But anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Like this video if you like this video. Comment always. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions. And subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Aquel día el instinto nos decía que esa noche juntico no quería, que las ganas bebé nos quemaría, pero no fue así. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a jugar. Ella sabe que quiero a mi mamacita. Ella también quiere que seamos felices. Ella, la que se apresura a la vueltica. Ella es intimidez. Como la ves no le importa dónde y cuándo. Pero nada no es, yo no soy el que la mando. Nunca lo seré, su carácter no es de niña, que la puede controlar cualquiera. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente. Vamos lento y verás apuramos, no disfrutamos del momento, yeah, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, yeah, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela. Y vamos a los 7 días de la semana, te doy de mañana y consejos sabes que no es. Te doy el desquite, que me quites todas esas ganas que te tengo muerto. Todo el mundo sabe que tú y yo somos más que panas, pero nos vamos lento, que el que se apura no llega a nada, no llega a nada, nada. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, bebé, vamos lento y verás, yeah. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, bebé, vamos lento y verás. Vamos lento, yeah, que si nos apuramos